of the regular season is upon us, guys. The end of the regular season. It is week 18 for the first time ever in NFL history. We have reached week 18 of the regular season finale. Colts, Jaguars, season finale is here. Colts are on the road trying to lock up a playoff spot. And man, we're going to get into that matchup here in a little bit, guys. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, yes, it is me, Michael. Just don't have my glasses on, okay? Why? Because it is just going to be me on this show today previewing the Jacksonville Jaguars, all right? Unfortunately, Rashad, Destin, a little bit busy, could not make the show. We are getting the show out very much later than what we would have liked, okay? Thursday, completely my fault. Friday, it was just a mishap, something that was out of our control. But tonight, we're going to give you a show, guys, because this is the regular season finale. We don't know if we're going to have a chance to talk about another game with you guys next week, although we should, but we will get into that here in a little bit. Welcome to the Blue Stable Podcast, guys, the official Colts podcast of Fansided. I am Michael Terrazas. As always, I am here with you guys. We're going to talk football, Colts, playoffs, AFC. We're going to do the whole 9 yards, all right? It is time. All right. The Colts are heading to Jacksonville. They have not won in Jacksonville. It is the one topic everyone is talking about. Rightfully so, I guess. We're going to get into it. We're going to jump immediately into it, guys. First off, I hope 2022 is going great for you guys right now, starting it off really good, whether if it's in personal life, at work, or whatever the case may be. Nothing but good luck. Well wishes to everyone here. Okay. Welcome to the Blue Stable Podcast. Before we get started, if you're on YouTube, I'm going to need you to hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below of what you think this Sunday's game is going to be between the Colts and the Jaguars. Are they going to win? Are they going to go home? What happens if they lose? What happens if they win? We'll find out. All right. So getting into it, guys, since 2016, the Colts have not won. All right. This is something that's been talked about a lot in Colts Twitter. They keep bringing it up. People say they're scared. Some people out there, a couple of Colts media people are actually buying hype into this actual stat. I'm not. Okay. This is going to be complete domination. There is no reason on earth why the Colts should lose this game against the Jaguars. There is no reason why it should be close. It should be a close game in the fourth quarter. There's no reason, no excuse for it, okay? If we want to talk about what has gone on the last 5 times, let's talk about it. 2016, obviously we remember what kind of year that was. It was a pathetic year. It was a bad year. Injuries all up and down. We remember Andrew Luck was dealing with a torn labrum. We was dealing with a lacerated kid. We remember all that, okay? They lost that time. Going to 2017, okay? 2016 is where it started. 2017, remember, that is when Jacksonville caught fire out of nowhere. It was a one-year wonder. They caught fire. Blake Bortles had the offense going. That's when Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, you had all these guys all over the place. I mean, Barry Church was there. Prince Amukamara was there. You had guys all over the field. They made it to the AFC Championship game that year, all right, before ultimately falling short of the New England Patriots. Clearly, they had a 20-10 lead in the fourth quarter over New England until Tom Brady stormed back and went on to win the Super Bowl. But that year, the Colts, or the Jaguars, were very good. They were very good. They dominated the division. They did. So that year, the Colts went to Jacksonville and they lost. Now you go to 2018. Colts are actually, they faced Jacksonville later in the year when they had started 1-5 and then came back and ended the year 10-6. But you got to remember, they were just on a hot winning streak. Okay. They beat Miami. They beat Dallas. They beat Dallas 23-0, and Dallas was even on a hot streak. But for Indy, after the Dallas game, you went on to Jacksonville and you lost that game. How did you lose that game? It was 6-0. Okay. It was 6-0. You lost. And really, when you think about it, the Colts were kind of due for a game where they had to lose. They were hot. They were due for their game. In that game, I wouldn't necessarily say Jacksonville was the better team. I remember Indy getting down inside the 5. I think it was like 4 times on 4 drives. They didn't cash in. Frank Reich did not take the points, and he went for it, and rightfully so. Why are you not going to go for it when you have a Marlon Mack, when you have a Andrew Luck, when you had T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle, these guys on the team? Why would you not keep going for the touchdowns? Ultimately, they did fall short 6-0, went to Jacksonville, flew all the way to Jacksonville to lay a goose egg. Very bad, okay? That was 2018. You get to 2019, that was the year that everything was wrong for the Colts, okay? Andrew Luck had retired literally in the 3rd preseason game of the year. Then you remember the injuries that you had all over the place, especially at wide receiver. T.Y. Hilton was down. Paris Campbell was down. He only played in 7 games in 2019, his rookie year. Then you signed Devin Funchess, that previous free agency. He did not play in 15 games. He played against the Chargers when you open the season up with Jacoby Brissett making his first start, but he broke his collarbone in that game. So guess what? He did not play another game that entire season. So you're down your top 3 wide receivers. Zach Pascal then made his emergence, but then the season finale of that year, you go to Jacksonville. You're already eliminated from the playoffs. I mean, this stretch of football that the Colts, the second half that they played was embarrassing. They lost to New Orleans. They got annihilated by New Orleans on Monday Night Football. You went to Tampa Bay and made the game interesting, but ultimately you lost. You lost to Carolina, and then you go and, you actually dominated Carolina, and then the season finale, that was your home finale against Carolina. Then you go to Jacksonville and lose 38-20. It was somewhat of a close game, but when you got to the 4th quarter, pick 6, sacks all over the field. That was the year of Jacoby Brissett. After the knee injury, a lot of people like to point out, you just lost. Your team is just dismantled, basically. They're destroyed. Their confidence is gone. Confidence is shot. There was nothing to play for. That was the season finale, okay? There's a lot of circumstances that go into the Colts being 0-5 in Jacksonville the last 5 years. There's a lot that goes into that. And then you go to last year, 2020, okay? Literally dealing with the pandemic, don't know what's going on. And this is for both teams. This was the season opener. Remember, the Colts went to Jacksonville, season opener, Phillip Rivers debuting as a Colt. You lose 27-20 or 20-27 rather. Okay. That was the first game. Rocky Sin was still shaky. There was still no pass rush. Your secondary was questionable. Julian Blackmon didn't even start in the play in that game. He wasn't activated from IR from his ACL injury at Utah. So that was still working against the Colts. Then Phillip Rivers, who just got here, hasn't had too much practice time because of the COVID protocols. They're, dealing with all that stuff. Marlon Mack pops his Achilles on, I believe, the second drive of the game. And then you're trying to work someone in. Michael Pittman Jr. I was about to say Micah Pittman, his younger brother. But Michael Pittman is still a baby. This is his first game. T.Y. Hilton still battling back from injuries. And then Zach Pascal trying to get going. Paris Campbell trying to get going. You end up losing that game. And it was a bad game played. And yeah, you probably should have won that game anyway. But it was the week 1 trying to figure out who we are. And a division rival got up for us. And we did it. So those were the past 5 games. This game right here, the 2021 Jaguars are the worst team, in my opinion, out of the past 5 Jacksonville Jaguar teams. They are bad. Gardner Minshew last year at quarterback for Jacksonville was better than Trevor Lawrence has been for Jacksonville this year. Their running game was consistent. Obviously, of course, the unfortunate news of James Robinson getting hurt. Never want to hear anything about that. Such a good player, such a good guy, great professional, just comes in, does his job. Hopefully he has a fast recovery. But coming into this game, again, the Colts are solid on defense. Okay, I still have my problems with the defense. Carson Wentz brings a different element. The offensive line is still the offensive line. Jonathan Taylor has grown up a lot more ever since he played at Jacksonville in his NFL debut. So bear with me here, okay? There's a lot going on, and we're going to get into this, okay? The Jacksonville Jaguars in 2021, 2-14, all right, have nothing to play for. The Colts are going to Jacksonville to clinch a playoff berth. They could have done that last week had they taken care of business against Las Vegas, but they came out flat. And even when you watched this week's of Hard Knocks, it was very weird. It was very weird. Sorry, it is just me talking today, so I am going to get a quick drink. Boba tea. Try it. Good green tea, strawberry boba with strawberry. Always a great thing to do, okay? Boba tea, one of the best out there. But anyway, sorry, guys. The Hard Knocks, I mean, even Darius Leonard spoke up in a virtual meeting talking about how this is not Colts football. We got to step up. We got to bring energy. And Carson Wentz hadn't been with the team all week. And then he shows up on game day. Oh, hey, guys, I haven't seen y'all all week. I haven't seen the game plan. I haven't done any of that or anything. So let's play ball. It was just a very weird week in the Colts practice facility. It really was. Now, coming here, Andrew Sendejo has been placed on the COVID list. Xavier Rhodes has been ruled out for this game with a hamstring issue he suffered last week. Now, if it was a playoff game, this is what I always ask myself when it comes to these last games. You know, DeForest Buckner is listed questionable. He hasn't practiced all week with a knee injury. I don't remember him getting banged up at all last week. Actually, I think I do, actually. But it has kept him out of practice all week. So if this was the AFC Championship game, would Xavier Rhodes, would DeForest Buckner be out there? We still don't have any confirmation on DeForest Buckner yet, but Xavier Rhodes will miss. Now, in my opinion, it's a good thing. Get that hamstring as right as you possibly can before the playoffs, okay? DeForest Buckner, we don't know, but Andrew Sendejo is going to miss this game. It's outside of the new 5-day period that you have to test COVID in order to be eligible for that week's game. He'll be out. Xavier Rhodes will be out. For the Jaguars, they got a lot of guys out. I mean, let me pull this. I mean, you're talking about linebacker Dylan Moses. They have a right tackle out. I do want to bring this stuff up. Like, okay, I have it in front of me. Sorry if I seem like I'm getting very close to my phone. I don't have my glasses on. Remember that. Okay. Okay. So here, James O'Shaughnessy, their backup quarterback, CJ Beathard. We wouldn't have to worry about him. Left tackle, Cam Robinson. Okay. Right. Center, Brandon Linder. Your backup right tackle, Will Richardson Jr. Your linebacker, Dylan Moses. Kaylavon Chasen is gone. Andrew Wingard. I mean, they're missing all these guys. And why should we not be able to beat this team? Which leads me into matchups we like, matchups we don't like. That's what we're about to get into. So the matchups I like, clearly you could just go all over the field on what you like, what you don't like with this game, okay? This is it, all right? The matchup that I like, for me personally, is, of course, going to be the running game. Going up against that front seven, you're going to bulldoze them. You're going to bully them. Guys got to step up. Braden Smith has got to step up. Last week against Max Crosby, he straight up got his ass handed to him. I mean, he got destroyed against Max Crosby. So he needs to step up and have a good game this year. Ryan Kelly literally missed 2.5 weeks, didn't practice a single snap, and came back and had a better game than Braden Smith. Eric Fisher will be back for this game, starting, unfortunately. Good thing he's healthy, but unfortunately he's going to be starting. Of course, I want to roll with Matt Pryor moving forward, but Eric Fisher will be back. It's going to be the run game. Why not? Okay, we all know this by now. There's nothing really left for me to say. Bulldoze them. Just bulldoze them. Protect the football, of course. Jonathan Taylor, Naheem Hines, Deion Jackson, of course, because if this is going to be a blowout, we're probably going to see him getting some snaps and Jonathan Taylor take a breather the rest of the day off. Nyheim Hines get the rest of the day off. We assume that, right? Okay, so let's hope it comes to fruition. Now, matchup that I don't like, when I look at this matchup, okay, of course, it's a division game. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'll always acknowledge that, especially tonight. You had the Chiefs and the Broncos go head-to-head. The Broncos, in my opinion, one of the saddest stories in the NFL. And Vic Fangio should rightfully be fired, should be let go. You got Javonte Williams, you got Melvin Gordon, you got Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, and you're not going to the playoffs with 7 seeds available with that talent? I mean, you even go to the defense. Patrick Surtain, Justin Simmons, Bradley Chubb, Draymond Jones, Reed, pass rusher. I mean, how are you not going to the playoffs? Yes, Vic Fangio needs to go. But anyways, in this game, Broncos controlled the entire game. The entire game, they controlled it, okay? They're leading over here at 24-21. They are driving. They're trying to put this game away. Technically, it was 21-20. I just remembered that just because I just watched it. They're about to score. But guess what? Tight ends just completely forget about their assignment. Melvin Gordon comes free and knocks the ball loose from the running back, and Nick Bolton picks it up, runs it back. What was it? About 88 yards for a touchdown. The Broncos controlled the game for 55 minutes, completely going their way. And they end up losing the game because the last 5 minutes, they completely just sputtered. It'll cost you. That's how division games go. That is how division games go. But this one, the talent difference is clearly lopsided. Clearly lopsided. So when I look at this and I look at a potential matchup that I probably won't like, and I'll continue to say it, man. And actually, I've also mentioned this is going to be the first time I'm going to mention him. Paris Campbell has been activated from IR. How much of a difference will he make? It's really tough for me to tell. I don't know if he'll make any difference. I don't know how much run we're going to give him. If he is fully, he has no restrictions, nothing, okay. But I'm pretty sure he's probably going to be on a snap count, just getting him back into the rhythm of things before things truly get hot next week in the playoffs. So the secondary of Jacksonville against our receivers, T.Y. Hilton, Zach Pascal, put a BPA out for him. I haven't seen him since week 4. Mo Alley Cox, even last week, was probably his best game in the last 2 months. Jack Doyle is hurt. He's got a knee injury. Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines is quiet. What's going on with him? Let's get him going. Guy, we need guys to step up. And against Jacksonville, it can get pretty tricky. It can get pretty tricky because Shaq Griffin is a very good corner. Again, he went to Jacksonville because of money. He didn't care about winning, because if he cared about winning, he wouldn't have gone to Jacksonville. But money is the end-all, be-all. So that's going to be – I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't shadow Michael Pittman. Why wouldn't he? So that matchup, it's going to give me a little bit of cause for concern. But also that goes into that, Carson Wentz has got to play better. He's just got to play better. He has to. There's no excuse why you can't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, depending on what the game plan is. There's no reason why Carson Wentz should come out of Sunday under 200 passing yards. There's no reason. I'm considering what the game plan was. I don't know what it is yet until we turn the TV on and watch the game. Other than that, if he has about 30 passing attempts, you better be over 200 yards. That's all I'm just going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I don't even care how you get him. When it comes to Paris Campbell, how will he be used? I mentioned earlier in a couple of shows that decoy. We all know who he is. We know he's a speedy guy. How much speed does he have, since he's really missed he's missed about what? I'd say he's missed about 80% of his career. This is his 2019 was his rookie, 2020, 2021. This is his third year. He has missed about 80% of his career. So how much speed does he have left? I don't know. Clearly, we saw it when we were at home against Houston, that deep bomb touchdown. We saw it. Can he add that element to us going forward? In Jacksonville, I expect it just to be a decoy. Just be a decoy. A lot of pre-snap movement with him, but really, you're trying to see what the coverage, what the defense is. I truly expect that a lot in the playoffs. I really expect that a lot. I think in this game, it's a win or go home. But in my opinion, Frank Reich is a smart man. He knows he knows who he's playing. Come out aggressive, and then second half, go vanilla. Hand the ball off. Do some simple slant patterns. Do some simple throws. Get Sam Ehlinger in there. The passing game, including Carson Wentz, kind of has me a little bit hesitant, even though it shouldn't. But no one else stepping up outside of Michael Pittman. And then you have Carson Wentz being completely shaky lately. That'll give me a little bit cause for concern. So other than that, when I look at this matchup all across the board, nothing else really gives me cause for concern, man. There's no reason why the Colts should not go in there and completely dismantle the Jacksonville Jaguars. And really, I want them to come out pissed off. You drop a horrible performance last week against Las Vegas. You're hearing all this talk, all the graphics, all the pictures all on Twitter. Haven't won in Jacksonville since 2015, 2016. Haven't done this, haven't done that against Jacksonville. Well, now, time to prove it. Come out, pissed off, dominate the game. All right, that's exactly what we're looking for with the Colts. Now, keys to victory, clearly, NFL put out, a little graphic about Carson Wentz. He has 7 road starts and no interceptions on the road. If he finishes the Jacksonville game on Sunday with no interceptions, he will be the first quarterback in NFL history to go absolutely turnover-less on the road. That is impressive. That is damn impressive. Look, Carson Wentz has been shaky here and there. There are questions about him, but his label coming into the year was a turnover machine. And the fact that 16 games in, about to be 17, he has 6 interceptions against some pretty good defenses. Yeah, that's really good. That is really good. Frank Reich working his magic. And that's going to be my first key to victory in this game. No turnovers. Don't get sloppy with the football. All right. Don't give the Jaguars any life. Don't give this young team any willpower or momentum. Don't do it. Protect the football. Don't turn the ball over. My second key to victory is going to be defense. Get off the field. Get off the field on third down. That's going to be my thing. Get off the field on third down. Last week, they were pathetic on third down defense against Derek Carr. They were absolutely pathetic. Pathetic. Bad. This time, I want to see you get off the field because you didn't allow a team to get yards. Not because Darius Leonard worked his magic. Not because Kenny Moore got an interception or Rocky Sin turned into Lakia Sin. Of course, I'd be happy about that. But I want to see you force a team off the field. I want to see you make a team quit on a drive. Can't get anything. Let's punt. Let's regroup. That's the kind of defense I want to see. That's the kind of defense I want to see. From here on out, whether Eberflus is here or not. Hopefully he's not next year. I want to see that defense. Man up. I am going to make you beat me, but you can't. You know why? Because I'm not making it easy and I'm making you quit on a drive. That's what I want to see. Get off the field on third down. My number 3, quite simple. Score more than the Jaguars. Guys, I'm not going to come out here and make anything complicated for you guys. This should be an easy drubbing. Score more than Jacksonville. That's just it. That's really just it. Play a clean game and just play your damn game. Stop making it hard. Carson Wentz, stop making the quarterback position seem like rocket science. Play your game. Offensive line, play your game. Michael Pittman, because obviously no one else is stepping up. Play your game. Frank Reich, do what you do. Pass rush, get going. Technically, we're already in the playoffs. This is playoff football for the Colts, which leads me to some predictions, all right? Well, really a prediction instead of predictions, plural prediction. It's only me. Anyways, this game, 34 to 10. I'll take the Colts, 34 to 10. This should not be anywhere close. I've said it so many times already. This shouldn't be anywhere close to a close football game. 34 to 10. Carson Wentz sits at the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Well, man, I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't sit. I wouldn't even be surprised because this is essentially still a win or go home. Don't put Sam Ehlinger and he somehow makes a misread or a mistake and gets Jacksonville new life. Just keep Carson Wentz in there. Okay. 34 to 10 is my prediction. Now, assuming, well, not really should be assuming, but it should happen. Sorry, I just hit my laptop. When Indianapolis beats Jacksonville, they will clinch a playoff spot. Now, there's already football happening here on Saturday night. I just mentioned one of the games earlier. Another one is going down between sorry-ass Dallas and Philadelphia. Huge shout-out to Nick Sirianni. Huge shout-out to Nick Sirianni, especially with a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. He got them to the playoffs. They've already clinched their spot. Jalen Hurts is not playing tonight because somehow he's that player already that you sit before the playoffs. Gardner Minshew is playing, so that has nothing to do with us. But the Chiefs did beat the Broncos, okay? Now, if the Broncos would have beat the Chiefs, it would have created a very interesting dynamic in the AFC playoff picture because Cincinnati is not going to have Joe Burrow tomorrow against Cleveland, and Cleveland's not going to have Baker Mayfield. They're going to have Case Keenum. Baker Mayfield's going to be getting surgery off a torn labrum and dislocated shoulder he's been playing with for like the last 2 months or so. So it's very interesting. If KC would have lost and Cincinnati just, let's say for the sake of argument, won yesterday without Joe Burrow, they would have jumped, I believe, to the number 2 seed. And Indy, I think, probably would have had a chance to face Cincinnati or Buffalo. And right now, as things stand, especially with Kansas City winning, the Colts are going to draw either Cincinnati or Buffalo. But the only way that I think the Colts can face Kansas City, because Kansas City is going to be the 1 or 2 seed. Right now, they're the two. If Tennessee loses to Houston yet tomorrow, Kansas City moves up to the 1 seed. But if Las Vegas beats LA, now this is going to be the game after the Colts. You need to watch the Chargers and the Raiders. Okay. Raiders are going to be at home. Sunday Night Football. Winner goes to the playoffs. Okay. If the Raiders win, the Colts will go to the 7 seed. Tennessee wins, that will lock Indy going to KC round 1. Of course, that's not what we want. Now, if something were to happen, Oakland wins and New England loses, the Colts will be the 6th seed because Oakland has that head-to-head over Indy. Indy has that head-to-head over New England. So that will have Indy at number 6, and they could potentially face, Cincinnati or Buffalo, whoever gets that game, because tomorrow, if Buffalo wins, they'll get their division championship. Cincinnati already clinched the division. Tennessee, I'm really wanting them to be at number 1 because for some reason, I really don't consider Tennessee a rival, but their fans are just so nauseating. They are so nauseating. They get some success and they just have everything to say. They're making all kinds of videos about the Colts. Why are you making videos about us? You swept us. Why are we even a thought in your head? You swept us. Why are you obsessed with the Colts? I don't even think about the Titans until I see them come across my timeline. So who do we want to face? Round 1 of the playoffs. Me personally, Buffalo or Cincinnati, which ironically seems like the most likely matchups. Buffalo, Cincinnati. Now, which one of the two? I'd probably say I'd rather travel to Buffalo. If I had to just take a team between Buffalo or Cincinnati, I'll take Buffalo. Okay, because we know we can make them one-dimensional. We know we can. Depending on the weather, too, I'll take our chances against them, too. Because last year, think about last year's game. Critical mistakes. Couple of missed throws by Phillip Rivers. Of course, the stupid Kamoko Toure offsides. And you lose by a field goal. Still had a chance at the end of the game to win. Moved the ball a little bit, still had a chance. Given everything, we were still in that game. You go to Buffalo this season. Straight up dominate them. Straight up dominate them. Now, of course, I know what you're saying. Oh, they're going to be vengeful. They're going to be, guys, this is going to be the playoffs, man. This is the playoffs. All right. You got to face someone. And you got to look at the teams in front of you and say, who do you want to take? I want to take Buffalo. I don't give a shit if they're vengeful. I don't care. We're vengeful too. Our season ended at their hands. They just got their ass kicked in the middle of the regular season. Everything all on the line. I want the Colts playing the Bills. Now, if we were to face Cincinnati, their offensive line is shaky. Joe Burrow is sitting out tomorrow's game because of a knee injury. Of course, he'll play in the playoffs. You know, the Bengals have him listed as knee/rest. It's a knee. It's not rest. So Cincinnati, bad offensive line. Obviously, the receivers are so good. Jamar Chase is he's proving me right because last draft season, everyone kept saying Devontae Smith. I even wanted the Colts to trade up for him because he's that guy, and he's proving it to be. He's proven it to be. I said, just because Devontae Smith had a great season at Alabama, don't lose track of the truth. Don't lose track of facts. Jamar Chase is still that guy. And I'm still so depressed that he didn't go to TCU because in his recruitment, it came down to TCU and LSU. But all glory to him, won a championship. He's playing at a high level in Cincinnati. When you go to the defense, Trey Hendrickson, do I want him going up against Eric Fisher? No, I want Eric Fisher to go up against an older Jerry Hughes. No disrespect, former Horned Frog. I want him going up against a Gregory Rousseau, not Trey Hendrickson. Their defense is a little bit shaky in Cincinnati, but this is the playoffs. It's about matchups. Who do we match up better against? I'm going to be pulling for a Indy-Buffalo rematch in the wild card round, okay? Yes, Josh Allen is good. Yes, this team is good. It's the playoffs. Hello. It's the playoffs. We're playing a good team. There are no freebies unless you're whoever's going to play Philadelphia in the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You're going to play someone good. So instead of saying, oh, I don't want to play Cincinnati because of this, I don't want to play Buffalo because of this, I'll take if you don't want to play KC. But to say that about every team, KC, Cincinnati, Buffalo, it's the playoffs. You get to the championship by beating some good teams to announce your stay as the best team. Kind of how playoffs work. So, in saying that, who are you guys rooting for? Who do you want to face? Who do you want to see in the wild card round? Now, back to Colts and Jaguars. If we miraculously drop this game, I want someone fired. I don't even care if you have to trade Carson Wentz. Something needs to be done. If the Colts lose to the Jaguars, something needs to be done. Someone needs to be gone. Someone needs to be gone, and I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be Eberflus. Someone needs to be gone. All right? That's just my 2 cents. So, in saying that, I don't really know what else to talk about, guys. Talked about the playoffs, talked about potential matchups. We're going to see. Tomorrow, win, and you're in. Control what you could control. It's still in your possession. Take care of business. The rest will work itself out. If you have to play KC, then guess what? That's the hand that you gave yourself. That's the hand you gave yourself. You had Baltimore on the ropes. You had Las Vegas on the ropes. Had Tennessee on the ropes. And you came up short because of dumb mistakes. So if you just happen to have to play KC, let's go play KC and beat them. Play Cincinnati, play Buffalo. Now we're getting busy. So guys, thank you for tuning in for this episode of the Blue Stable, okay? Thank you for tuning in. If you've been following all year, thank you. I cannot express my gratitude, my thankfulness. I am so thankful for you guys that tune in, that engage on Twitter. I'm sorry if I sound like an ass or anything like that. I'm really just trying to debate. And there's just some weird takes out there in Colts Nation. Very weird. You know, I had a couple of Tennessee fans in my mentions talking about how King Henry this, King Henry that, we swept the Colts. And I'm literally asking them, okay, so if you're so confident, let's make a bet. If the Colts happen to make it to Tennessee, if they happen to go to Tennessee in the playoffs, let's make a bet right now. Loser of that game has to have King Henry or King Taylor in their header for a month. And then here I get, oh, well, they're going to lose to the Jags. So that's not even an issue. Okay, so let's just make it just in case. We suck, right? We're inferior. There should be no reason why you shouldn't want to make this bet. Have the courage of your convictions. You're beating your chest all over the place, but you don't want to make a bet with me. We're inferior, right? We suck. We can't stop King Henry. Can't do it, right? Show me. Put your courage or your conviction. Show me. But they don't want to because they know if we meet up for a third time, they know what it's going to happen. They know what's going to happen. So, guys, again, thank you for following along. Thank you for engaging. And I really hope this isn't the end. I really hope this isn't the end on the 2021 season because we got a damn Super Bowl to go win. Just like Frank Reich said when he was announcing the Pro Bowlers, we got plans. Sorry, you can't play in this game, but we got plans. So, guys, again, I am Michael Terrazas. Make sure you are following us on Facebook at The Blue Stable. Make sure you're following me, Rashad Destin. All right. Destin Adams, King of Colts, Rashad, Underdog Sports 4. That's me. I might end up having to change that at some point. You know, Underdog Sports 4 was my first podcast I ever freaking made. So I probably got to change it to add my like an actual user for me. But I don't know, guys. I'm just spitballing here now. So, guys, again, thank you once again. We're going to be tuning into the Colts tomorrow. I'll be tweeting about it, and hopefully we'll be coming out with the win, guys. Thank you again. Enjoy the game.